As a child, I was always dreaming about space travel, and Carl Sagan and his Cosmos program used to take me to faraway galaxies billions of miles away, and it vested my interest in space travel. So today I'm embarking on a documentary, a short one, about the Russian journey into space. I'm going to make several documentaries in relation to this, and I hope you enjoy this short one today. Let me introduce you to the Sputnik I. October the 4th, 1957, the Soviet Union launched a ball-sized satellite, Sputnik I, into space. This was the first man-made satellite to orbit space. It weighed 180 pounds and had 2 radio transmitters and 4 antennas to transmit signals back to the Russians. It was in space for about 3 months and conducted 1,400 orbits of the Earth. Everyone was surprised that the Russians had achieved this feat, and it laid down the gauntlet to the Americans that they needed to pull their socks up in relation to entering the space race, and this was a golden era of space-age travel. In the 1950s, dogs were used as part of the space program. This was to test whether human space travel would actually be possible. It was widely believed that once you got into space as a human, you would vaporize. The dogs were selected from the streets of Moscow, who had a large and abundant supply of stray dogs at the time. And they were chosen because it was considered that stray dogs had a better constitution than their domestic counterparts. And these dogs were believed to be able to endure long periods of inactivity, and for weeks they were confined into boxes which contained oxygen and feeding. They were also given cosmonaut training. On the 4th of November 1957, Leica, a female dog, was chosen to take the first flight into space, as she was considered to have the best temperament of any animal. And the trip was going to be a one-way journey. She was jettisoned into space but died several hours later of heat exhaustion. However, this dog, through the sacrifice, jettisoned the Russians into developing technology to put the first man into space and instill in them a belief that space travel for man was entirely possible. Four years after Leica the dog was sent into space, on April the 12th, 1961, Yuri Gagarin, a 27-year-old son of a simple carpenter, completed an orbit of the Earth in 108 minutes, travelling 203 miles up in a craft called the Vostok I. It had been adapted from a ballistic missile. And this was indeed Russia saying, we have achieved this goal. I can't imagine the thoughts that were going through Yuri's head on that day. The slow walk to the spacecraft, meeting and greeting, the anticipation felt in his chest, the excitement. He took a risk though. Some of the dogs had died in space, and there was always a chance that he would never come back from his mission. All of the training, the competition had led him to this moment, the moment when he would be in a rocket ship, ready to explore space and place his name into history. And this was really saying to the Americans, we have arrived. A month later, America put their first astronaut into space. And indeed now, the space race had really taken off.
Ask the Congress, above and beyond the increases I have earlier requested for space activities, to provide the funds which are needed to meet the following national goals. First, I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.